Hello, my friend. So, let's see what you can do on Varwin platform and what kind of simple games you may create using this software. First, let's click on the project side on the left menu in the top left corner. Then let's scroll through project and we're going to find, in this case, Traffic Rules Project, the simple game that I created using the platform. We'll go into the preview on desktop mode to see it on the laptop. So the system, when it loads, we will enter the game itself. So now what you can see is basically the traffic light, the crosswalk, and the car that is moving. And our goal, our task here is to cross the road following the traffic rules. So I can see now that there's the green light has been turned on. So supposedly I can cross the road, but I see that the car is coming. Okay, so I need to be aware not to be hit by the car. Okay, now I try to cross the crosswalk and the road on the wrong color, and I see this notification. Now I try to cross it in a dangerous place. I got notified. So here I have green light. I'm trying to cross the road now, but oh, oops, I just got hit by the car almost. And okay, so it's not as easy as it may look from the beginning. Now let's try if we walk here. Oops. So it's in a dangerous place. Whenever I go off the crosswalk, so now let's see if I'll be able to cross over safely. Oh, again! No way. So apparently we need to watch out for the car. It's moving quite fast, so I haven't managed to cross even on green light. So it happens. This is something that we can adjust in the settings, the speed. Okay, this time, yeah, I just had to cross the road faster, and this time I won. Let's see how the editor looks like for this game within Varwin. So now we see the Varwin desktop editor, and you can see that there are these different zones. This one for the dangerous zone on the right, dangerous zone on the left, winning zone, and the crosswalk zone. You can also see that on the left side in the menu you have the hierarchy of different objects. So here there's a main road, and then underneath all the other roads were attached and combined under this the main parent object, so that we can easily move around it and work with it. It's much more efficient. So we can also select the crosswalk, which is separate lines, but because they are in the hierarchy, again, we can move it over. Instead of one by one, each white strip, we can do it more conveniently. We have a sport car, there's this light pole, and there's traffic light on it. So let's get closer and look at how all of this is arranged with a closer look. So you can see here that it's not only the traffic light, but inside there are some additional objects, actually point lights, that are also from our library. So there's a point light, green, yellow, red. In the editor we can see those point lights, but when we go into the preview mode and into the game itself, we only see the light. So there's no point light there, no this circles inside the traffic lights. So, and we can see in that the colors and the intensity could be changed on the right side of the panel. So for green, we can go in the range from 2 to 8, and now it's much more intense, the range. You can go back to 2. If the intensity goes from 3 to, let's say, 9, now it's much more bright. It's brighter than the rest of the colors combined. So here the yellow one the same, so we can go intensity 7. Whoa, everything has been lit with yellow, so there's almost nothing else but yellow. So we need to be careful not to put too high of a number into intensity or the range, and see and test what the editor will show us, and then we can also see how it looks like in the preview mode. So then you can see that there's this additional timer object, and it has no settings other than destination, because it has a simple logic. It has a logic of starting the timer. This is what we need for the logic to calculate the traffic light, switch the light from red. You see the number goes 5, 4, 3. This is what timer does, and this is set up in the logic block, which I'm going to show you in a moment. So what also I have not, okay, here, yeah, we can cross over safely, but there's also something else like I haven't shown you before. It's if you but okay, this is I can tell you another time, but now let's look into the logic editor. This is how it's arranged. So on initialization, on init, this is what happens. The red is activated, the only color. The rest, yellow and green, are deactivated. Then the traffic light timer is set to 7, and the traffic light state is set to red. And the timer starts with the interval of 1, so it goes every 1 second. It starts and it gets the data, and the car is following the route. So we created the list with the cars point 1, 2, 3, and you can see that in the objects, if you click on any, well, not any. Here we need to find where this object, actually it's in the object part where the player is. So you can see that it's not in the variable. This is where you might start to look for it, but actually if you go below into the any section and you can go over to this object, you can change player into cars point 1, cars point 2, etc. So we don't need it now. Let's see. Car should move along the path of the car's route that we have created already, at a speed of 18 meters per second repeatedly. So this is for the sport car, and the speed could be changed here, and the mode, it could be not just repeatedly, it could be some different options. So here you can see where you take the car's road. This is in the variables. We have created additional variables, and in some other videos I'm definitely going to show you how it's done. For a moment now, let's just look over how this is arranged. Otherwise it would take much more time. So not just 10-15 minutes, but maybe half an hour or 40 minutes to go over all of this from the scratch. So yeah, let's see. We can also make sure and see how exactly the logic works by collapsing the window, and you can see that whatever is now performed in the game, the logic blocks are changing and highlighting from the different perspective. So now it's if, do, and there are these lights colors, and then it changes, so it turns off and goes into a different block. So whatever logic is being calculated now, it's highlighted. So it's pretty useful when you want to see what exactly and when and how what blocks from your logic work, and simultaneously to see the performance in the game and what is there. Here also, this is the additional function. We have created a custom function for traffic light timer, and this is what also helps us to calculate the timer and traffic light being changed. So let's see. Let's see here. So this is the structure, and now I want to go to see different sections. So that was the first major section. Let's see the phase 1, and I can notice here that these are some rudimentary blocks. So this is something that we do not necessarily need. That was created in the beginning of the project, and then I figured out that this is not necessary. So we can remove it. We can delete these blocks, and the project will not change because there are some other different logic that duplicates this logic. So this is virtually something that is not necessary, so we can remove it. And actually, even these blocks are not performed because there was a higher order of the command that is being performed. So whenever you get into dangerous zone, you get different message. You'll see it. You'll see it in the final tab in the winning conditions. And you can see that you can also add different tabs to spread the logic into a more clearly readable windows. So not to cram everything into one section, into one phase of your logic. So here you can see also how the logic changes and what block is being performed as the car moves along. You can see that the exit desktop view mode, but the project is still going on. So here's the final section, winning conditions. So if the player in the dangerous zone, then there's this logic where the special text is appeared on the text panel, and I'm notified that I'm doing something wrong, crossing the road in a dangerous place. Or if it's not over the crosswalk, then it says that you're crossing the road when the light is not green, so the traffic light state is not equal green, then you crossing the road when the light isn't green. So this is what, and then you lost if you got hit by the car, and then you won if you safely get into the winning zone behind the road on the other side, if you safely got there. So this phase 1 we can remove, and nothing will really change. This is let's try to do it to see if this is the case. So we can click on the first phase with the right click and delete it. So now we have general logic, general phase, cars turning logic. So this is general, it's back. There are some blocks here. Then there's a separate tab for cars turning logic and winning conditions. So let's see what we have here. So the car is moving. Yeah, we removed quite a number of blocks from the editor logic, from the logic editor, but now everything works as it's supposed to. So now the light is green, I'm crossing the road, and I won. Congratulations. So yeah, there could be next challenge that you can create for your schoolmates or for some people. Now let's see if I go back. Doesn't matter from what side. If I cross the road in the wrong place, I'll be notified. So now let's see if I got hit by the car, I'm also notified. Now I cross, but the light was changed into red one, so I didn't win, I lost. Now let's see, there's one trick, because we didn't put the dangerous zones across the whole road. So here there's this zone where there's nothing that prevents me from going there. And as you can see here, if I just get into this winning zone from the other side, just getting behind it, I still win. So you can change it and you can fix it in your project when